it's your girl Zandra. I am back. You can see that we have both yellow chairs right here together because Ryan is joining me for part 2 of her first A&M experience. I am so excited to have her with us today. Hopefully you guys watched the last video where I gave you my take on this first experience. You need to keep watching so that you can see like the amazing thing that happened at the very end of her tryouts, and you can just hear about it from her point of view. So without further ado, we're going to get started. I hope you have your coffee milk. I have mine. So we're going to chat, all right? So stay tuned. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to this channel. And when we come back, Ryan will be with me. Peace. All right, y'all. I'm back with Ryan. Is she yawning? Like, she's always yawning on the camera.
No, I yawned while smiling. So I did this.
All right, so I shared with you Ryan's experience, her first experience at Alabama A&M. I'm going to let her kind of share in a nutshell, like, how she felt going into the weekend.
Oh, so going into the weekend versus coming out of the weekend was two very different feelings. Not one was worse or better than the other, but it was just like, it was a different mood, I feel like. So like when I went into the weekend, I was going in with a sense of, okay, this is either a pass or fail moment. This is my first pass or fail moment. That's not school related. This is like, okay, I go in, I do my best, and based off of my best, they decide if my best is good enough for them. I've never had to actually try out for anything before, because at CHS, we had try-its. You came, you tried to see if you liked color guard, and then if you wanted to, you stayed and you were on the team. And if you didn't, you left. Or you left for other reasons. So I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it. But then going into the tryouts for flag at Alabama A&M, I knew it was a different style, different technique, and a different way in which I would have to move my body. So I went in giving myself a lot of grace. I was like, this tryout isn't gonna define your experience or you.
Wait a minute.
I mean, I can go in with confidence, but I knew that it wouldn't define me. Okay. I went in thinking, okay, there's a slim chance I will make it. Because of my experience, like yes, I've spun a flag before, but the way that I move my body versus the way that they expect me to, isn't necessarily gonna align. Because this is my first time being put in that kind of situation. A lot of the girls that I had met at the clinic had previous experience with that style. Or they had tried out before, so they knew how to improve themselves to come back better.
Okay, remember I told you guys that we had a clinic 2 months before tryouts.
Yes.
So the clinic was in February of 2023, and then...
No, 2024.
Oh, I'm sorry. We toured the campus in 2023. Okay, the clinic was in February 2024, and then we went for tryouts in April.
May?
No,
April. You're right, April.
Was it April?
It was April, yeah. It was end of April because I went to
April
prom
24th.
the week after.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So April 2024. So about 2 months later, she had tryouts. So that's what she means when she says the girls at the clinic. Yeah. Okay, so how did you come out of it, though?
Well, first of all, you wanted to know how the experience was. So you said to give them your input. So like going in, they didn't really tell us what to expect. They were just like, come ready and you're gonna learn they're gonna learn routines and then you're gonna perform. They didn't tell us how long the routines were, like when we were learning the routines. Come to find out, we show up and they go over basics the first day. The first day is like 3 hours. You get there at 5 to check in and then you're out of there by 8.
No, y'all weren't out of there like 9:30.
Okay, we were supposed to be out of there by 8. We were out of there by 9:30 because we ran overtime. So because people were coming in late to check in. Okay. So we went over basics. Basics, thankfully, I had already learned at the clinic. For the most part. Some of them were new, most of them weren't. Well, then, second day, which is the last day of learning, they go through all 3 routines. We learned 2 stands, and then 1 like actual like field show routine. It was about 2 minutes long, maybe a little longer, like 2 minutes 30. And they taught us the whole thing, going as fast or as slow as we needed, but at the same time with the time limit kind of attached to the end. It's like, okay, we can go at your pace to an extent. And that was something that was new for me. I mean, yes, I was a dancer, but I wasn't a competition dancer, and it wasn't Abbey Lee kind of competition dancing either. So it wasn't one dance in about 4 hours and then I was performing it the next day. It was more so I had a full 6 months to learn a dance, and then it was being put on a stage, or we learned it in a month or 2 months. And that's like 4 classes, hour-long class. So that's like 4 hours plus maybe to learn a dance. And they're like, you have about 5 hours to fully learn 2 minutes and 30 seconds of a dance at our highest difficulty, that's like our field show performance, in a style that I have never done before, with the flag that's 1 inch shorter than the flag that I normally spin, and it's weighted differently as well.
So you had the routine plus the 2 stands. So Saturday happens, we get home, she practiced, we still have time to kind of hang out with my LS and kind of do the thing. And then Sunday morning she gets up and
at 7 a.m.
6 o'clock.
6 o'clock I had to get up, but my appointment was at 7. Around 7 a.m. I had my full face done. Whole thing. It took about an hour because I kept falling asleep because it had been a long day and night, and I was not prepared to get up at 6 a.m. to try out at 12 because she had about 4 or 5 people sign up to get their faces done. It took her an hour for each person.
Okay, so we get the face done and we're confident.
Yeah,
like
they have all the faith. And
I'm like, she's gonna make it. She's gonna make it.
I saw a good half of who I was competing for a spot with, and they said like no matter how many of us were there, she would take however many she felt would make her team great. She had no limit, but at the same time, she had no minimum.
Okay, so let me just say this. I really wanted this for Ryan because Ryan, in my opinion, has had a hard time making friends. And I thought being a part of the band, and I think I said this already, being a part of the band, she will find her people. She will find her family. They will all be together. They stay in the same dorm and yada, yada, yada. Okay, so I was like, she got this. Ryan got this. She had gone through the routine with us a million times. And I felt confident in it. And then we're sitting outside waiting for this to happen.
And they take us in groups for tryouts. And then you hear the music, you go over it in your head, or you stand up and you do it, but you don't have a flag with you. And you're just going through the motions. And you're just like, okay, I remember this, I remember that, I remember this. And then you go out there. You march in, do your audition, and then you march back out. And you do the best that you could do. We didn't know what was happening after that. They told us that they would call our numbers. We all got numbers instead of like using our names like normal. And they called out our numbers. We were standing in line. As they called your number, you stepped forward. When they called your number, that meant you made it. Everybody that didn't make it, in the end, since we were all new to like the trying out process, we stood there awkwardly, not knowing whether we could leave yet or not.
But I did share with them that they did call you back for a second. Oh yeah,
so they called me back for a second tryout because they saw something in me. But at the same time, I didn't know how to give them more than what I gave. So I gave them the same amount of energy and I just tried the best that I could. But I think it was more so how I moved versus what I did that hindered me. I'm not a very body dancer. Like, that makes no sense. Now that I hear it. But like, I'm more so like structured, like pointed toes, long extension kind of dancer, or like really feel the emotion. And they're more so like sharp movements, hit on the beat, and also like fluidity throughout the body, like body roll kind of people. And like it's gonna take me a few decades to get that down.
Not a few decades.
Cause I try as I might. My sister and my mom make fun of me for it.
I don't make fun, we laugh. We do laugh, but I can't even move my body like the youngest. Like
Riley was blessed with genes, and I don't know where she got them from.
Cause I don't even move my body like Riley moves her body.
And even his dad.
Okay, so anyway, so after that, okay, so while I'm sitting in the car, I'm thinking Ryan is gonna be devastated if she does not make this team. Like, she didn't have the confidence going into it. Like I am hurting for Ryan if she doesn't make the team, and we don't know if she's gonna make the team or not. Yeah. So she comes outside and she's like, no, she's doing all of this stuff.
Because I didn't want her to record. I was like, don't record. This is what I was really thinking, but I can't say that. I was like, don't record this. Don't get this on camera. Because even though I was okay with not making it, I was like, I don't need this filmed for the whole world to see right this instant.
And here we are sharing it with you.
Because she's the kind of person that would record it and then post it if I didn't mention it. And I was like, just don't do it.
Yeah.
And I needed to sit in the feelings, because it wasn't like, I didn't sit there and like cry about it, because I knew I wasn't the only one that failed that day, but also like we all went through an experience together and none of us knew if we were going to make it. Like there was no sure thing, because even the people on the team had to retry out besides the captains.
I don't even know that it was a failed day.
Yeah.
Like, so Ryan gets to the car and she's like, I didn't make it and it's okay. And I'm like, it's okay. Like, I'm ready to cry. Yeah. And I'm looking at her and she's not crying. And I'm like, I'm wondering, like, as her mom, I'm hurting for her and she's okay. And this is why I said I wanted her to share this experience with you guys.
Oh, okay.
Because this is what she had to say to us in the car.
I don't exactly remember what I said, but I was like, it's not my time. If I was to make it, the commitment would have been a lot. 5 a.m. for practices, getting up in the morning is not my thing. 6 a.m. is a stretch, getting to school as it is. So like getting up at like 4:30, 4 o'clock, ready to be at practice by 5 a.m., working 5 to 9, 5 a.m. to 9 p.m., and then getting back up the next day at 5 a.m. for like band camp. And then also just to be fully committed to something like that, that takes up your weekends and sometimes your weekdays, if there's an away game or whatever. I was like, being my first year in college, this may not be the best choice for me. I'm already committed to the honors program. And then with that, if I want to join organizations and stuff, that's hard to do as is, let alone with a big commitment like band. That's what held me back my junior year in high school, because I was like, I'm making this full-time commitment. I'm at school from 7:25 to 6 p.m. most nights. 3 nights, like 3 school days a week. And then if you catch me on a Friday for a football game, 7 a.m., I leave at 3, come back by like 5. And then I'm there until 9, 10 o'clock at night.
And then
then Saturday morning, you were up again. 7 a.m. had to be at the school. You didn't leave because we were the largest class. So we couldn't leave a competition. We didn't perform until 8 p.m., let alone leave the competition at like 12 sometimes. Sometimes it was 10 at night. So like I was like, that's high school, let alone college level. Like if I couldn't make the commitments in high school, there was no way I was going to be able to do it my first year in college.
You made the commitment in high school.
I made the band commitment, but I couldn't do other things.
Yeah.
It pigeonholed me in my ability to do other activities and like get involved in my school community. I graduated with so many people. I go to work and my coworkers don't even know that I went to that high school, because even though I was in band, I did nothing else and nobody ever saw me. Yeah. So I was like, I want people to know that I went to Alabama A&M and don't just know me for the band, and nobody knows me for the CHS band besides the band kids.
Okay, so she was fine. Yeah. And then I then felt better because she was okay. And I thought that makes a lot of sense, right? What's for you is for you. If it's meant to be, it's meant to be. And I'm happy that she looked at it as, I get to experience my freshman year of college as a freshman in college, and not as a band student, and not as a fabulous flag, and stand in the same dorm with them, and they become my family and friends. Like, she wanted the opportunity to meet new people and experience college life, and then that made me feel good about it. So
because when I feel like, even like, I know I'm talking about high school a lot, I haven't gone to college yet, so I can't reference that yet. Even with being in the CHS band and all of us being a band family, there was still a lot of divide, and so I felt in a way pigeonholed in my connections. And then I couldn't branch out because I didn't have the experience or the wherewithal to really connect with other people, nor did I feel like I had the time, since I didn't drive until my senior year and I still didn't want to go anywhere when I wasn't at band. So it was like I couldn't make the connections with my peers, and I couldn't move away from the band family, but at the same time, we were a really fragmented family some of the time. And that just was not the environment that some of us wanted to be in, and we couldn't really find a way out because we loved what we did, but we didn't necessarily love who we did it with.
So the number one question was, will you do it? Do you think you'll try out again next year? And she was like, it just depends on what I'm doing and where I'm at and how I'm feeling next year.
Yep.
So.
And if I picked up a flag in the last 6 months, because if I haven't, that's going to be a stretch.
My advice to you guys is to never give up. Even if the event or thing that you're looking forward to doing is a challenge and you don't have the confidence, go forward with it, because it will give you an experience that then you can reflect upon and become a better person because of it, or whatever the case might be. So I don't know how you guys are feeling about this video. It's pretty long, so we did it in 2 sessions. But let us know your thoughts. Let us know how you're feeling. I'm also happy though that Ryan was still like, yeah, I'm going to Alabama A&M. Like, it didn't deter her. It didn't give her hard feelings. Like, none of those things happened. It was an experience. She also said to me, it was my first time ever trying out for something. And I pushed myself and I did my absolute best, and that's all I could do. So, we will keep you guys posted on Ryan's A&M journey, and if she decides to try out again in the future. But if you have any questions for me or her, then make sure you leave us some comments in the comments below. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to this channel, Chats with Zandra. Do you have anything else you want to say?
Not really.
All right, well, we will see you guys in the next video. All right, peace.
Bye.